But first, it's been more than a week since news broke that Scott Morrison had secretly given himself joint command of ministerial portfolios during the pandemic. And 7+ days afterwards, the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is still acting like an opposition leader and attacking his predecessor over the scandal. You see, this is what happens when you spend 9 long years perfecting your role as an attack dog, criticising everything the government says and does. This morning, Albo appeared on Sky News, still hunting down Scott Morrison over this week's revelations.
It's beyond my comprehension how this could occur. Not only how it actually eventuated, but even how would you even think of doing such a measure? As Prime Minister, I'm very conscious of the very great power that I have. There's a responsibility with that to ensure that it is dealt with appropriately. We have a Westminster system of cabinet government. That essentially means that the Prime Minister is the first amongst equals, and it relies upon conventions.
Yes, so it's a breach of convention, he's now saying. I think we could probably find any number of breaches of convention, especially during that first year of the pandemic, don't you think? This one, of course, remained a complete secret and was simply the former Prime Minister's own personal power trip. He is a control freak. But on the eve of the release of the Solicitor General's advice to Anthony Albanese, well, the PM sounds like he's made up his mind already. Today, he admitted on Sky News, Morrison's actions were not a breach of the law.
I haven't seen yet a suggestion that anything illegal has happened, but what is very clear is that conventions have been overturned completely and ignored, and the Westminster system of our democracy has been undermined by the decisions that were made by the former Prime Minister.
So now there's nothing illegal about any of this, but the PM has still not ruled out a formal investigation into what his successor did. Aren't we looking forward to that? Another few months to talk about the same kind of crimes. He must be obsessed with Morrison. He hasn't stopped taking aim at him, when you think about it, since he took over the Labor leadership in 2019. He's been 7 endless days of pummelling Scott Morrison and not much else. I don't know about you, but I am sick of it, mainly because there are numerous other serious problems besetting Australia right now that this government seems unwilling to address. All they seem capable of is acting like the opposition they were and attacking the same bloke they've been attacking for 3 years. And yes, he deserves condemning for what he did so secretly. All you've got to do is ask some of his colleagues in the Liberal Party, as I have done privately during the week, and they are as angry as hell. But enough already. What is Anthony Albanese doing about the cost of living, about petrol prices, about skyrocketing power bills, about inflation, rises in interest rates? Has he got anything to say about those problems? All we're getting is, we've got a job summit coming up next month and Peter Dutton isn't attending. That's all we're hearing at the moment. Plus, we'll have a budget in October where we'll address these issues. I thought they had a whole raft of plans to put into place. That was the pre-election spin anyway. If the job summit is the great solution, we're doomed. We don't need a job summit anyway because we have full employment. And why are we waiting another 2 months for a budget when the government could be going hard right now, not wasting time, and solving some of these issues? The cost of living right now is hurting just about every Australian. And these are legitimate questions to ask. Drop the obsession over Scott Morrison. He's just a backbencher now, Albo. He won't hurt you anymore. Just get on with being the government.